What a bunch of idiots, imbeciles, stupid as it gets. Stupid, clueless idiot, a bunch of clueless nuts. Is there anybody here that's got any brains? Stupid, stupid, stupid every day, every night. So stupid. Yeah, just really stupid.
What the fuck?
No, this is just bad.
I've not actually seen that, by the way. That was my first legit reaction, chat. That was
You know what it looked like?
Bad.
It looked like a Make-A-Wish session.
yes, it did.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
And then you have MJF with Lex Luthor. Oh yeah, we're the bad guys.
Yeah. Oh, can you
Yeah.
say that again, Trey? Can you say, "Oh yeah, we're the bad guys"?
Oh yeah, we're the bad guys.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Pin Down Podcast. Yes, we're here. We are back. Yep. That's what the kids say. They've been all the kids. They go around and they go, yep. That's what they do. Some autistic retard who does that. Mr. T, how are you doing today, you freak? You're glassesless. You got to add little sunglasses to that next time we do this.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I can't complain. I'm doing all right. How about you guys?
That's it?
Yeah, it's been a short week. Dude, bro, it's been a short week. I didn't.
Yeah, all right. Trey, how are you doing today?
Doing well. Roasted the fuck out of a Jurassic World Rebirth or Afterbirth, as I'm calling it. Yesterday. Did an hour-long video. It's on my channel. Check it out. But other than that, it's been a fun week. Been normal.
Yeah. It has been a long week. I'm happy this week is finally over and we're going into the next week, which will be equally as long, equally as painful. Fuck me. That's basically the result of what I have to say for everyone here today. With that, we got some shit to talk about here today. We got to talk about fucking Britt Baker. All right, we got to talk about AEW as a whole. We got to talk about WWE. This next weekend is completely, utterly fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm not happy about the schedule at all. This is a fucking mistake. Why? Oh God, why? That's basically what I'm.
And All In, which is tied into that somewhat.
Yeah.
Which is next week. Yeah.
Do we want to? What do we want to start with here? Britt Baker, maybe?
Yeah, let's get that out the way.
Or do you want to start with the Pat? Actually, let's start with Pat McAfee. That might be a good place. Now, Mr. T, this was your little observation here. What's going on with Pat McAfee here?
Well, the rumor on the street is that Pat and WWE are I don't know if they're I'm not going to say a stalemate, but it seems like they're pretty much he's kind of burnt and they want to keep on using him, but apparently they let him go do his thing to recoup low R&R, but he's still doing the Pat McAfee show, and college football season with the start up soon too, so I don't know. Maybe this is not looking good, but from my observation was that Michael Cole, yes, the coal miner himself, has unfollowed Pat McAfee on Instagram, which is very interesting to me, I thought. Because he only followed two people. It was the WWE and it was Pat McAfee. So now he only follows one person. That's the company. So
it was getting too much for him. Maybe he's seen too many posts. He's like, I can't handle this. I can't deal with what's going on. I gotta switch things up.
Maybe he was secretly a victim of Vince McMahon. Now it's just all coming out.
Oh, we don't talk about Vince. Oh fuck, he's here. Oh no.
And then
you summoned him. Oh Jesus.
There's that.
Shit.
Yeah. It's not good. It's not good. Yeah, this whole situation with Pat McAfee, man, it is
interesting.
I think if you're being a realist, I at least thought this will be good for a little bit and then it will fall apart. It's not going to last. Yeah. Just because he does too much shit. Pat's way too fucking busy.
Yeah.
He's spread very thin. Very thin.
Yeah. He's way it's just way too busy. He's got way too much stuff going on with ESPN, his show, college football.
And then WWE.
He's got a young kid too. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just there's too much shit going on. Hopefully they end on more amicable terms though, and it's not like especially after WWE did all that shit for him.
Yeah, it helped his show. I mean, there were
his big night. Remember that big night out? That was WWE that produced it for him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like I said, mate, you know, when you burn yourself, when you're burning both ends of the candle, you know, you get just get exhausted, and you know, maybe he just needs a retreat, and hopefully everything will be all right.
Maybe.
Sorry. Go ahead, Trey.
I was just gonna say maybe they just take a year off of him. Maybe they let him rest for the rest of this year, and then bring him back. Rumble, maybe. Yeah. That can work, right? That's a lot of time. Well, still, that's what
6 months.
Yeah, 6
months.
6 months. Yeah.
5, 6, or if you want to extend it a little bit, maybe WrestleMania season next year. If you want to extend it further,
I don't want to see the Pat McAfee deal die or go void, because I actually like McAfee. You know, when he's on, McAfee's pretty good on commentary, but after a while, he does start to get on your nerves. After a while, it's like kind of like Bob Costas. Like you can only watch in maybe an hour of Bob Costas until you're ready to rip your hair out. You know what I mean? And I don't want that effect on Pat, or especially when I listen to him. I don't want that. So yeah, just give him about a couple months off. You know, let him go do the college game day stuff. Let him come back a little rest up, and bring him back for the big the big 4 pay-per-views or something like that. So
I like the dude. It's just I said it off stream, but if he's there, he's cool. But I'm not gonna cry if he doesn't come back either.
Yeah, because we do have a good replacement for him. We got Corey Graves. I don't care. I enjoy Corey Graves' commentary.
Oh, Corey's great. I've always liked Corey on commentary, even during those really bad 2017, 2018, 2019 years. He's one of the better parts. I'm gonna be honest on commentary.
I've always made the argument that I thought he was the voice of NXT when they first started.
He was
on the network.
Oh, he was
the voice of that show.
And I thought he's one of those when he immediately went to the main roster, he got it. He wasn't like he struggled no, he got it.
No.
The moment
yeah.
So I like Corey, but I would be fine if it was Corey, Pat, and Cole. I don't mind a 3-man team for Raw. Raw's their biggest show anyway.
That or just do it for the pay-per-views. You know what I mean?
Or for the pay-per-views. Yeah.
Even Pat McAfee doesn't have to come back for the Raws. Just let him do the pay-per-views.
Just the pay-per-views. Yeah, that could work.
SummerSlam. Yep. SummerSlam's going to be in New York. So I mean.
Yeah, let him do SummerSlam, Clash in Paris, the big shows, those kind of shows. If he still wants to be around,
and I haven't looked at the schedule, so who knows? maybe Thursday Night Football will be. Well, I'm sorry, it's Amazon. I was gonna say maybe Monday Night Football will be in New York or something like that. I've not really checked the schedules.
I don't think he's doing Monday night though. Football, is he? He's only doing college game day.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, but I'm saying sometimes they do bring him on for stuff like that for ESPN for the opening kickoff season,
Yeah, they'll bring him on for one episode or something. Yeah. But yeah.
So I mean, if he's in the facility, maybe that's what they do. It's an easy gig for both of them. He can do WWE and then he can go do ESPN too. That's what I'm saying. Because sometimes he does.
The only problem is they happen at the exact same time, so he wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah,
he can't go do
from
one
Raw.
and do the other.
Oh, that's right.
He would have half an hour,
and Raw's live. Yeah, it's not like SmackDown where they pre-record it. Raw's for the most part has always been live, unless it's Christmas or something.
Yeah, and plus SummerSlam's going to be 2 nights this year, right? Or is that next year?
Yeah, no, this year.
2 years. Yeah, 2 nights this year. It's going to be 2 years this night. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. SummerSlam being expanded is not. That's not a good idea.
Not good at all. And we'll talk about it later, but yeah, I don't like it. Only WrestleMania. I'm okay with that being 2 nights, and then maybe the Rumble are the only 2. I'm okay.
All right. Well, hey, you know what? Speaking of bad ideas, I think this one might actually be a bad idea. I think. I'm a little conflicted. Obviously, we don't know what's happening behind the scenes to cause this person to want out. But yes, yet again, we have another person who apparently wants out of AEW, allegedly. Sources have confirmed that Britt Baker is actively seeking to part ways with AEW. I'm not surprised. If anyone remembers, Britt Baker was really the standout star of that women's division.
She was their women's division for the longest time. I didn't even know she was, but like as someone who when I did see AEW clips,
carried in the earlier days of AEW that women's division. And people
Yeah.
say, "Oh no, they had a great women's." No, they didn't, because remember their women's champion was stuck in Japan for a long time because of the lockdowns and all that.
You had Nyla Rose in those early days, bro. Like, are we serious?
Well, I think people forget, like, Britt was supposed to be like one of she was supposed to be like one of the people, like she was supposed to be like 2B, right? Or what was that, like 1A and 1B, or whatever the case may be. People say that all the time.
Yeah.
Kylie Ray was supposed to be the face of that women's division until she left. Like, she didn't last a month in the company and she fucked off.
She's in WWE now with the ID
Britt
thing.
Took that opportunity and she became pretty much the face of the division, which, like I said, the division. I watched AEW from first episode. Trust me, that division fucking sucked, and still is not the greatest today too. So
it's still not good. It's not as bad as then, but it's not good now.
It was not good for a long time. And on top of that, there was such a big deal made when they started up about how the women's division was going to be key and really important, right? And it ended up being worse than like the main roster in WWE. And I would argue that it's a little bit better. Actually, right now, I don't think so.
It's literally the division's just Sasha and Tony Storm. I don't know if it's
that's about it. At least before you had Mariah May there.
Yeah.
And you would get the thing is they do have women's talent. They're just
they have it. Jamie Hayter. Where's Jamie Hayter at? Yeah, where the fuck is Jamie Hayter? It's like Megan Bain you give her the match with Tony, she loses. Tag division. Like what? And then that girl Thekla, where's she at? What's she doing?
Exactly. So it's I'm gonna take these off now. It's one of those things where it's like they spent a lot of time talking a big game, and in the end, they haven't fucking delivered on what they promised. Which, look, I know you guys are a little bit more negative about women's wrestling than I am. I don't care. As long as they're good, they're good.
I'm not negative on women's wrestling. It's just
hold up.
Like
you guys are more negative than I am on it, though.
I mean, average. On the booking, because there's women I like, y'all know. I think I
think we can agree on the booking, but I think as a whole, you guys are a little bit more soured on the idea than I am.
Well, that's because you're gay. That's why. But yeah, no, I'm not down on women's wrestling. My thing is, if you're good, you're good. But if you're dog shit, I'm going to tell you you're fucking dog shit.
And I treat the women's division like the men's division, basically. That's
like
all.
I said,
you jerk off to it.
No, outside of it.
If you would give me 100 Rhea Ripleys and Charlotte Flairs, like from ring work and everything between, yes, I would be a big fan of women's wrestling. But like I said, there's a difference between men and wrestling's divisions, and like I said, AEW's women's division is fucking shit. Megan Bain should be.
It is so.
She should have been treated as the Brock Lesnar of the division.
If she didn't win the
first pay-per-view she had against,
if you didn't have her beat Tony, fine. Why isn't she like the mid-card champion at least? Why isn't she dominating that division?
If you're not going to book her at all, here's the thing.
You know what? I have a solution. You know, while you guys are talking, I have a solution. What if we put ex-TNA star Lance Hoyt in the women's division?
Yes. That would make it better.
It wouldn't be the first time there was a transgender.
Nyla Rose. Yeah, we had Nyla Rose, so.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not going to be trans. He's just going to wrestle women.
He's just going to wrestle the women.
Identify as a woman. He's not identified.
Yeah, he just identify. Yeah, just let him identify.
No, he's not. No, he's just going to be a man still.
I
don't think you get what I'm saying here.
Yeah,
this is
I get it now.
AWG stuff that's going to be happening.
Isn't this the same
Super Dragons?
Isn't the same premise? I identify as a woman. It's the same damn thing. Fuck.
Is Joanna May?
Yeah, like
I love you, Joanna May.
Like, going back to Megan Bain, though, it's like insane. Okay, you don't have to win the title, but have her be like the mid-card champion then. That could be the next best thing. That's what they did with Julia. She lost to Io, so they're like, all right, put her in the mid card division.
I'm gonna say this quick, and we're gonna move on. The same thing Tony did this shit to prime example, Lance Hoyt. What's his fucking name in AEW now? Vance Archer, right? Or is it Lance Archer?
Yeah, Vance Archer.
His name is now.
Yeah, Vance Archer. I think
They booked him in that freaking TNT tournament. He was in the finals with Cody, and Cody beats him in his first match on pay-per-view. And what does Tony do? He does the same formula for Megan Bayne. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Tony can't book shit. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's an idiot. If you're going to protect your guy to be the big next monster, why are you penciling him in to lose his first match on pay-per-view?
Yeah. Why even have Megan Bayne face Tony Storm at all? Why was that?
And
why?
He's not going. And I've said this before. He should have won the TNT title to establish being a new top heel in the company.
Yep.
And they didn't.
Yeah. I think that's fair. I mean, again, when it comes to the women's division, they need Britt Baker. They really do.
But they're not using her.
WWE doesn't need her. WWE will probably take her. If, like, let's be honest, they will. They'll hire her.
They will take her. They'll take her. Yeah.
I think they'd be willing. I think they'd be interested. But the question is, will she be interested? Because she has said very publicly about how she feels about NXT and WWE as a whole.
Yeah, it doesn't matter when the check's written. How many other people have done that, right?
If she does that, she's retarded. NXT is better than their whole fucking show. What do you talk about? NXT's not even great right now, and I feel that way.
And the reason why she's not on TV now is three reasons, really. One, that match she had against Sasha Banks at last year at Wembley, right? That was all. What was that? All in, all out, whatever.
All out, I think.
Right.
One of them.
That match was dog shit. The next following week, she's supposed to go into a feud with Serena Deeb, and she's like, when she comes out, she clearly says on camera, "No one cares, nobody cares," and that's one of the reasons why she's off TV. And then the whole freaking article came out saying that she was having a fit with MJF and his girlfriend, saying
I remember that
on the mic. Like I said, from what I've heard from people say behind the scenes, she's a real fucking grade A type.
Hard to work with.
Hard to work with, yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, if she does go to WWE, she's gonna have to fucking either get over that shit or she'll be out of there really quick. There's gonna be no patience for her.
No patience,
If she wants to be the next sexy star, in a sense of, and I'm not meaning in the sense of injuring your opponent on purpose, but in the sense of being really fucking hard to work with. Remember, like, she was starting to come up. She was starting to be really popular, and she fucking sidelined her career with the purposeful injury. But it wasn't just that. I mean, yes, it was that, but also it was an example of how hard she was to work with, that she was willing to go that far. I don't think Britt Baker's as bad as that. I'm not trying to insinuate, but
no,
if you're hard to work with, guess what? There's someone else who isn't.
Yeah.
Or unless Sean falls in love with her in NXT and pushes her to the moon. It's like, you know what?
He won't.
She kind of reminds me of me.
He won't, though.
He won't. Like, there's other women, and I'll even say it. Bringing up somebody else who was seen as problematic for a while, Tessa Blanchard. She's doing fine now. I'd bring her in first before I bring in Britt Baker, because Tessa Blanchard's still actually good.
Here's another question: if they do bring in Britt Baker to the company, like, who do you guys want to see her like feud against? Because
nobody.
Anyone, like, on the main
her
roster.
And Rhea don't make sense. I can't see her and Rhea. That doesn't make sense. Her and Bianca, nah. Her and Stephanie Vaquer, nah.
Yeah.
Maybe her and Charlotte. That's like the only one is maybe her and Charlotte. And I don't even really. I personally don't want to see that, but
maybe her and Nia.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's it's one of those fucking things, dude. It's just ridiculous. Where it's like, I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. That women's division is really fucked. You're gonna have.
Where's Camille? Camille's still MIA. She's been MIA.
Again, they're just gonna sit on her until her contract's up and then let her go, and then she'll be in. I guarantee you, she'll be in WWE.
Oh, Camille, she'll go to NXT this time. I think she'll
And you know
actually
what?
play ball.
She'll do fucking well.
She'll do great in NXT. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think NXT would
honestly, I
definitely
think that,
use a woman like her. Honestly,
like, if I had to pick one person that company has, that's like a diamond, not a diamond in the rough, but somebody that they has untapped potential that they are wasting. If I had to pick just one in the women's division, I would probably pick Camille.
same. She's the only one I could think of that I'm like, yeah.
She's not the only one. There's a ton of them.
There's
That's the sad part
Jamie
about it.
Hayter. Jamie Hayter. I'd probably take Jamie Hayter. See what she can do.
Megan Bain.
Yeah.
Like, there was a lot of people. There is a
Megan Bain, instant main roster. Megan Bain. There's a couple matches already, like her Rhea, her Bianca. Basically, her and had like the bigger girls. With her and Jade. If Jade can get better a little bit, yeah.
And so this is going to be a problem for AEW, where they sign these people, and they're really good at finding good people. They are.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, as much as, you know, we're not fans of someone like Darby Allin, that's not the only people they got on their roster, right?
Yeah.
They have other people, and those people are fucking good. They'll sign really good people and then do nothing with it.
Yep.
It's like they sign them to put them on the shelf, and it's like, this is terrible. You're paying them all this money.
Or in the tag division. Or, I mean, I'll bring up a man, for example. Bobby Lashley. Why the fuck is he in the tag division still? Why? Selling for fucking Speedball Mike Bailey. What?
I like Speedball Mike Bailey too. That's
I like
the thing.
him, but Bobby shouldn't be selling to him though. It'd be like Kane selling to fucking.
Bobby's got to be a fucking scary dude. He's got to be like Kane in '97.
Only certain guys should be able to, like, when they punch him, he sells them. You know what I mean? Yeah, '97 Kane. Like, you didn't have Kane selling to fucking Flash Funk back in the day.
We've talked about this all the time.
It would be awesome if we did.
They should have been. They should have been given the. They should have been given the fucking Death Rider treatment. They should have came in and should have run rough shot against the company, because they're the cool group in the team.
Yeah, realistically, they should have basically just turned Ambrose face, and then Lashley and Ambrose is the feud, and then Lashley takes the title. He should be champion right now. He should be some year-long run.
And that's what I want to.
And then you have Ambrose. Then you have Moxley as the guy who's been here since almost day one.
Yeah,
he's
been
a part of the company. He's now that babyface who's trying to rally everyone else.
Basically, what they're doing with Hangman, and it probably would work with Mox.
Honestly, the best thing you could do with MJF in that scenario is just have him do whatever the fuck he feels like gets him ahead. Where he's like, I don't care if I hurt Moxley. I don't care if I hurt the Hurt Syndicate or whatever. I'm literally just out it here for myself. I don't give a shit.
Here's
and that's a perfect role for him.
Yeah.
Here's my dream. He came in, he beats Moxley, but Moxley doesn't challenge him to a wrestling match. He challenges him to an MMA fight in an AEW ring. That's what I want to fucking see. I want to see that.
No. You just want to see
that is the worst booking I've ever heard.
Hear me out. He goes in there and Bobby just smashes him in 5 seconds, like the fucking the Olive Garden worker did.
This is just because you hate Moxley.
No, I actually want to see that because that'd actually be funny. I can beat you, man. I'm a badass dude.
No. We're trying to come up with an idea that would actually work and be good. Your idea is like, so Tony came up with this shit. I got something more shit than that, buddy. Give it here. No, but seriously, I think it would. I don't know if you guys think it would work, but I think it would work if you have these like two factions facing off.
Yeah. The Death Riders are just make them a face group. That's really all it has to be. They're just
slowly turn it into like some sort of like almost AEW Civil War at this point, right?
Yeah.
And then have MJF stand back from the whole thing. MJF stands back and he bides his time and he waits and he's kind of waiting. And then as soon as this shit ends, because it has to have a climax and you're gonna have to have like the AEW team win, MJF's in right fucking away. He swoops right in and he just fucking snatches. Right? You have your basically version of Money in the Bank. Right? JF has that. And as soon as Moxley finally regains that title, beating Bobby Lashley, MJF comes in, swoops in right away, fucking beats him, pins him. He is going to be the most fucking hated heel in that company.
And yeah,
like since he was the most hated heel in that company, that is a perfect way, and it shows him as like this conniving, fucking slimy asshole.
and he's not a company guy. He doesn't care about the company.
Oh no,
about
he's just
him.
out for himself. He's just out for himself, and he doesn't give a shit who he has to fuck over. He's been the whole time you set up as him just playing people off of each other. And it's like, why would he give a shit? He's just out here for himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that would have been fucking perfect. I think in some ways you might be able to actually still get to that point if you're smart. I don't know how far they've gone down. It may not be possible to do that now.
It's too late now. It's way too late now.
You know what? When you get over this like Hurt Syndicate Death Rider stuff, you can do it with some other people.
Yeah.
That idea could still fucking work.
Because unfortunately, MJF right now is basically Sami Zayn in the bloodline. That's all this is.
Yeah. Yeah, which doesn't work for him. I want him to be, I don't want him to be comedic. I want him to be like, he's got himself. Maybe he's got a fucking henchman. Maybe. I don't know.
The only thing I can think of
we already did that with Wardlow, so.
Well, the only thing I can think of was what they're going to do is when he turns on the Hurt Syndicate, they bring back the Pinnacle. And then for people who don't know who the Pinnacle was, it was MJF. It was like Cream said about Wardlow. I don't know if he'll be back. Who knows? We don't even know his contract says. He might be even a free agent at this point. But it was Sean Spears and it was FTR and Stokely Hathaway, whatever his name is. He's managing FTR. So would he be the manager for the Pinnacle? And then they add like two more other guys, like a big man and like a medium-sized guy, like the enforcer of the group, right?
Yeah.
And then maybe that's what they do.
What then? Are the Hurt Syndicate face now?
I mean, they've been even though they're supposed to be the heels, they're the coolest things they've got.
And every time I see Bobby Lashley, he high fives the crowd and he pops to the crowd. I'm like, is he a heel? Well,
yeah.
They're kind of like NWO at this point, where it's like they're heels, but the crowd.
Yeah, but NWO still acted like heels, though.
I know that's the problem. But this is not.
They still acted like heels.
And then you have the Death Riders, which are heels, but it's all one because they do heel actions, but two just because people don't like the group. They keep trying.
Let's go away heat, though.
It's exactly.
They've got X-Pac heat.
It just is not working.
No.
There's so we may have to get into how we would have booked the Hurt Syndicate in a video or something.
We have to because there's so much
I have so many fucking ideas. You could have included fucking Christopher Daniels getting his ass beat. You could have included all this stuff that they were doing. Could have been wrapped up into this one big storyline arc that helps almost like refuel this company to where it should be. The amount of money
doing right now.
It's just not working. And like again, none of us want to see AEW fail, but it is failing.
But I think that's a great segue to go to about Tony Khan talking about the growth of AEW.
Yeah. We have that right here actually.
Hey Trey, real quick before we go live, you might want to move your camera up a little bit. Your camera's going heel off. It's cutting your head off. There you go.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Sorry about that.
You're half a fucking skull. It's pretty cool.
You're half a man.
You're the half. I'm half the man that you are. You're half the man that I am, and I got half the brain that you do. Anyways, at Tony Khan on the Twitter, he tweeted, "Thanks to you, amazing AEW fans. Viewership is growing in 2025 for both Wednesday Night Dynamite at TBS Network, plus Saturday Night AEW Collision on at TNT Drama." All right, and then see you for AEW 300. What are these numbers here? Because these
are all the quarters first quarter, second quarter, third, and fourth quarters of all the ratings. So beginning of January all the way to now, apparently.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah,
Well,
and
this
that's
is from quarter 4, which would be like December, which I would say is the all-time low of this company.
Yeah, remember that collision they did in the Hammerstein Ballroom? It only got like 300,000 views.
Yeah, and that was the last Rampage as well.
Yeah,
Was taped there, and then it was gone. Like,
yeah,
this is not something that you should be really bragging about. You should be like, I don't know. I guess because you want to show that your company has momentum. I understand doing a tweet like this, but you look and it's like, holy shit, how fucking bad were you doing? Like, you were doing fucking terrible there.
2 years ago, they were averaging between 700 and 800K viewers a week.
They were fucking whooping WWE's ass weekly with NXT. Now, to be fair, NXT, I do think there is something there to be braggadocious about, because NXT really was becoming like a third brand.
Yeah.
It's not the developmental brand anymore, especially with stuff like TNA and Evolve.
And not at that point, too. Back in the, like, not even 5 years ago, they were, like you said, they were pushing that to be the third brand. Because look at the guys that had Adam Cole, Keith Lee, everybody. Triple H can say what he wants. Oh, it was developmental. No, you went on record said no, NXT's the third brand.
It was where you would put newer guys, but it still was basically a third brand. And so AEW deserves credit for beating them. I think that's fair to say, but they fell off. They fell off fucking hard because it's not fun to watch. That's the thing. When I watch a show, I want to have fun, and this is the problem people have with WWE. It wasn't fun to watch for a while. It wasn't fun to watch for a long while. I will make a bold thing and say I don't think it's really that fun to watch right now, with how many fucking shows they're flooding. They're oversaturating it.
And plus, you know how I feel. I think it's kind of fell off. Even though they're doing great business wise, like, you know, they're doing great with, you know, ticket sales and like in buildings. Like
creatively, it's fallen off.
Exactly, and it's happened ever since. I want to say
Elimination Chamber.
Elimination Chamber started, but really, it really got into it turned into a big snowball at WrestleMania. Yeah. That's when it really.
Weird. I think this says something about Triple H's booking. Because I remember everyone saying that after the last Mania too, that like, hey, shit didn't really start going again until SummerSlam, and it's like that's like half the fucking year that it's just not.
SummerSlam's like what, 3 months after WrestleMania, 3-4 months.
Yeah, 3 or 4 months. So that's a quarter of the year that it's just not good. Like that's the problem too.
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. Like you can't just be like, I want these like big set piece storylines type of thing, which is how he's doing. He's like, I need this versus this Goliath thing, and then work your way down. But the problem is, you're not going to get this Goliath fucking thing for like Bad Blood, right? You get The Rock showing up, but you know what I mean? Like they at least had the Punk McIntyre feud. Fuck, at least they had that. But if Punk hadn't got injured, that would have been blown off earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's one of these things where they gotta. I think with WWE, they gotta figure out how the fuck do we book after Mania.
They do. They used to be able to.
We get Raw after Mania, and it's good. And then it's just we get one pay-per-view in. We get one pay-per-view in, and then it's just.
Yeah, it's just like decent, basically, until we get to July. Basically,
yeah,
or June also, sometimes.
Like, here's another thing. I do think that the Saudi shows are just a self-fulfilling prophecy where everyone assumes they're going to be bad, so they just it's going to be bad, right? It's one of those things where you think it's going to be bad, so it is bad type of thing.
Yeah.
They assume everyone's going to be pissed off at the Saudi shows. I don't think they put as much effort into those shows. As they do other ones, which worries me for stuff like Royal Rumble showing up or a possible Saudi Mania, dude. That's going to be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Solo just ain't it, lads. Bloodline 3.7.
Yeah,
Night
Solo.
of Champions was like,
They fucked.
yeah,
They fucked it up. For one, Jacob should have turned on Solo and stayed the heel, not
Yeah.
Solo. I don't understand why they made Solo. They should have turned Solo face. If they're gonna have him be this comedy character, turn him babyface then.
Well, you guys know how I feel because we talked about last year. The bloodline ended when Roman lost the title. That's when the bloodline was done.
Yeah.
That's when the bloodline was over with. And that would have been the perfect opportunity to do something different. I understand what they were trying to go for, but the first 6 months of Solo being like the godfather of the group, right?
Yeah, that was no.
He sucked.
I think one of
the
one of the things too, before you keep going, the unfortunate thing was Tongaloa. He got hurt. Yeah. That derailed things fucking quickly.
And The Rock.
Also the whole the
Rock. Let's say
he
was supposed to be the leader. Let's be real. We all thought he was supposed to be the one that planted Solo because this was going to set up Rock Roman. Because that didn't happen. The Bloodline 2.0 was pointless.
I think there is a way they could have made it work. It's just not this fucking way. The way they started that, where like Heyman's getting fucking beat up, right? These guys are fucking all the unhinged ones, right? I like that. But I think it should have been slowly it becomes Solo can't control anything, right?
They should have went there. I don't know why they never went there.
Yeah, he can't control them. And then ends up having to go tail between his legs and ask for help.
Mm-hmm. He has to go to Rome.
And then from there, you do like a blow off at Summer or Survivor Series. It's done. Everyone gets to go their own ways. You get Gorillas of Destiny in the fucking tag division, which you do need them. They are
the tag team. Usos as tag team. Keep Jey Uso from that main event. You know?
Yeah, exactly. You give Jacob Fatu a good run there. You give him that Strowman treatment of like 2017, where
2017,
crushing fucking dudes. Although it means a little bit more this time because people actually really like Jacob Fatu, whereas there was this apathy that set in for Braun Strowman. So you have all that, and you can push Solo as a guy as well. And you can every once in a while have them interact and stuff, like an Usos versus Gorilla Destiny's tag feud. That would be cool.
Yeah.
But it needed to end. We are way beyond the past due date. This shit's like, this is milk that went bad in like 1997 sitting in your fridge. It's like,
it's getting to the door. Dude, it's getting to NWO territory, bro. Like, are we? When's NWO Hollywood? When's Bloodline Hollywood gonna appear?
Bloodline Hollywood, Bloodline Wolfpack. There we go. That's
Bloodline Wolfpack.
That's Jacob's. That's Jacob's.
Yeah, exactly. Bloodline Wolfpack.
Damn it! Are we gonna get a?
And then we need the LSWO, the Latin Samoan.
We need the Latin Bloodline Order. Yeah,
the Latin Bloodline Order. It's just the LWO, but they throw Bloodline on there.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. Yeah, I mean, there's so many, and I guess we can get on to our next topic here, which is ticket sales. I think that's probably a good place to go with this this conversation. This is a lot more free flowing than we usually are. Usually we're topic. This one, I actually like this. We're just kind of going about and bouncing off. Yeah, it's fun. Let's talk about tickets because this is this is something. So this is them in State Farm Arena. That's not the old Georgia Dome, is it?
No. This is the this is where they did. This is where the
Hawks, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So average basketball arena, and it looks like that there is still 1,700 tickets available, which is not terrible when considering like it's next weekend.
Yeah, next Saturday.
Yeah.
Because like we got that Saturday night's main event, the combo tickets. Because again, the next day we also have fucking Evolution.
And then NXT show, Great American Bash. Yeah.
The worry here is like, I assume people are buying combo tickets because I would hope that they have them at a discount. It's on track to do better than Saturday night's main event Evolution is. That is surprising. Cheapest ticket available is $56.
Is it really apathy for Goldberg, Gunther? You think that's what it is?
I don't know. I just think that they've done a
LA
bad
Knight
job
and Seth Rollins. That's good. LA Knight, Seth Rollins. I'm in for that match.
I think they've just done a terrible job organizing, like advertising their events.
And because we know Cena's not going to be, and no Cena. Let's be real. We know Cena's not going to be there. I think he's going to be on the show.
I think one of the problems that they have, WWE as a whole right now, is they assume that every single viewer is actively on social media, only looking at WWE stuff on social media.
Yeah.
Like, basically, they assume everyone's Mr. T, which is like, there are a few people who are actively that engaged in it, but most people aren't. So you really have to fucking beat it into people's skulls. This is something Vince was always good about. You always knew what was coming up, what day, how far away, because they were fucking hammering it into you on Raw. It was like
commercials,
ad for WWE shop, then an ad for this during this
or
break.
An old school ad for Vengeance or an ad for Armageddon, you know?
Yeah, oh yeah. The WWE was always good about advertising their events.
Or even for the next show. Because they'll give you a, like, if you're like, let's say it's Survivors, oh, here's the little teaser for the next pay-per-view in December.
Mm-hmm.
They always did that.
You would always get an ad for Backlash on the Mania show.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't do that as much anymore. I think that's their biggest problem. Is
sometimes they do it.
They're so lackadaisical about letting you know.
Unless it's SummerSlam. Like, unless it's SummerSlam or Survivor Series. Those are like
Survivor Series or Mania. Mania, they go, I think, honestly, too much overboard with it. But like a lot of these smaller shows or the B pay-per-views, right? They're not doing a good job of promoting.
Maybe Money in the Bank, they did fine. I thought they did fine with Money in the Bank, but they're treating that as a bigger show now. Yeah,
they're not like letting you know the information you need to know. I'm not going to fucking like. I'm not. People aren't willing to drop like $50 tickets right now.
No,
like not at the drop of the hat like that. No, why? And again, this is 50 US, which means
it's wild.
Expensive.
Like, you would think they promote Backlash more because Orton and Cena was the main event.
Yeah.
Same with Night of Champions, Punk and Cena. That's a Mania match to me. That was my big Mania match this year, if I'm being honest. Not Cody and Cena.
And maybe Mr. T agrees with this too. Do you think there's something to it about like these cards being very? What do you say? They're kind of almost like put together at the last minute.
Yeah,
that's what it feels like. But I don't think. I actually do think they planned this shit out. That's not the problem. My problem is I think the reason why people don't care about this Saturday Night's Main Event is because they literally just had one not even 3 weeks ago. Like it was
not even a month ago. Not even a month ago.
And people were so pissed off about that because everyone was complaining about like, oh, every 3 minutes was a commercial, which was true. It was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. Yeah,
I mean,
it was.
Maybe that's one of the reasons why people are like, okay, well, I don't want to watch this show and I don't want to buy a ticket there. Like, I don't care if it's Goldberg's last match. Goldberg's last match should not be on free TV.
SummerSlam.
Let's be real. And I'm not going to say it needs to be a SummerSlam show.
It should be pay-per-view at least.
Yeah, Saudi. At least a Saudi show even. Maybe this Night of Champions. Like, you could have did.
And I know Goldberg, his dream was to have a match in Jerusalem, which makes no fucking sense to me whatsoever. But it's just, I don't know. I do like the Saturday Night's Main Event format, but if you're gonna like do stuff like that, it needs to be better cards. It needs to be eye popping. Like, you guys want to watch this and minimize the fucking commercials on the show.
Honestly, you need to stop treating it like a pay-per-view. Do what you used to do with Saturday Night's Main Event. It was a show. Back in the day, they would have segments, not just a bunch of matches. You would have a couple of segments. Like I remember a Cutting Edge when they were setting up was Foley and Edge for 22. They had a Cutting Edge on that show.
Oh yeah, that's when he bashed his brains in. That's good.
Yeah.
Good.
Here's Jack of all casuals. He put this in here too, and I think this is a big problem as well. Another problem is them not doing as many dark shows. They're not doing any house shows really.
No.
The last thing they did was the Euro tour, and it's like that used to be a great way to get people engaged because it's cheaper tickets. You can see you may not get the top guys. Like near the end, the top guys weren't working. Like you're not getting Cody in a house show, but what you are gonna get is like fucking. You'll probably get a good like Austin.
You
Theory
might.
match,
Who knows? Even if you don't get Cody, you might still get like a Punk. Sometimes randomly will do a house show.
Yeah, I was gonna say Punk just wrestled against Gunther over there. So I mean,
AJ Styles. You might get an AJ Styles.
Yeah, AJ works against Gunther. It's like those matches should be on TV, not there.
I think both WWE shows I saw, they were both house shows that I went to, and they were both main evented by AJ. It was fun. It was AJ and Ambrose was the first one, and that was a good match.
Yeah.
It was like a street fight. It was good. And then I forget who AJ was up against the next one.
Me.
Not the Miz. No.
Me.
I forgot. It was you. It was you and AJ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was AJ versus. It was AJ Styles versus Monty Brown versus versus Sean Waltman versus Abyss.
Yeah.
For the NWA. Oh yeah, Raven was there too. Yeah. Anyway,
King of the Mountain matches are terrible.
King of the Mountain matches are fucking terrible. I just want to say we watched fucking Slammiversary 05 yesterday in our Discord. By the way, you can we'll drop the link for the Discord in here. Join it. Sometimes we watch some shit in here. Straight hood shit, you know. As the kids say. So I'll drop that link right there. But we were watching Slammiversary 05, and that is a fucking terrible main event.
Yeah.
The best part about it is Monty Brown, and also fucking X-Pac just leaps off a cage immediately as the bell rings. Like right away, just fucking leaps.
Yeah.
It was great. But yeah, I mean, like, it's just there is a lot of problems WWE has right now. And the worst part is AEW is not able to capitalize.
No,
if this was AEW
can't.
a couple of years ago, they would have capitalized just like how they did. And they were doing well for a while. I have to give them credit for that because they really were actually putting on some engaging stuff. It wasn't the best. It wasn't as good as it should have been, especially with all that trash talk, but it was better than what WWE was offering. But now we're getting to a point where both companies are seemingly creatively bankrupt. It's just not enjoyable. And that's the thing. You have to bring that. It can't just be like breakneck speed plot points. And that's what WWE feels like. And AEW to a point. That's why I don't like Tony Khan's booking, because you're always getting like major plot point advancements every single week. There's no surprise. There's no like, oh, are we just going to get like maybe something small, or are we going to get something huge this week on Dynamite? And it's like, no, we're just getting something huge all the time. It's like, that's not, that brings the joy out of watching the storytelling, because it's predictable. I can predict exactly what's going to happen with WWE. I may not be able to predict the exact way the story goes, but I can predict that it's always going to be something huge going on. There's something nice about, like, not old school wrestling, like in the fucking 40s, where it's like really slow. Like, you're going to be like, this story is going to take us 25 years to figure out.
Yeah, like,
no, that's not good. But like, holy shit, give these stories a bit of time.
And the problem with Evolution too is their main event, Rhea and Io. WWE wrote themselves in this bubble by placing Io as champion, and then you have people like, why can't you book her, and why isn't she doing what you can't? I said this when she won it, giving her the title. She can't do anything with her. I get people like Io, that's fine, but you write yourself in this box, and the women's world title now is on fucking. You can't do anything with it. They've not done anything with it for 2 months because you put this belt on her that she clearly wasn't ready for. And
Yeah,
now
Mr.
you have to
T,
have
you got-
Rhea come back and win it, and then we have to reset again and see who Rhea faces. And when you should have just not taken it off of her in the first place, unless you're not Bianca, do it. Someone who can carry a story. You know what I mean?
Mr. T, you got any thoughts here before we start wrapping things up?
No, go for it. I have no thoughts.
You think nothing, no thoughts. This man does not think. Let's
Oh,
go
no.
through. Let's go through and see these comments here. The best thing out of Saturday night's main event is Jesse the Body Ventura on commentary. Yes,
Yes.
we love Jesse
Yes.
Ventura.
Oh, dude,
Let
when
me
he went
tell
off
you
on
something,
Damian
Jack.
Priest walking out the last show, that shit was funny.
It was fucking great. Oh man, yeah. So yeah, Ventura's pretty good on commentary. I like him, especially for a guy who has literally no knowledge of what he's
But
talking about.
he needs to.
Just
They need to stop
literally-
having him. Go ahead.
No, but like we heard leaked audio of when they fucked up and accidentally showed it, and it's like Pat and Michael Cole were literally like updating him on, so this is what happened, and yeah, this guy's like this, and it's like, okay, I'll try to incorporate that type of thing.
Yeah.
If he
but-
actually was watching wrestling actively, I think it would be even better.
Oh
It's
yeah.
literally he's the best part of those shows, and he's doing it on the fly. That
And
shows
I
you
wish
how fucking good he is.
they don't have him commentate one match though. They need to start having him do the whole show, not just one match.
Yeah,
It's like you have
him
him.
do the whole show, or
use it.
maybe even have him interview. If you're gonna have him
Interview,
full
yeah.
time, have him do some fucking backstage interviews
Yeah.
and stuff.
Like at least use him. Just like I like him, but it's like they only use him for like one match and then that's it. It's like why?
Goes up in his weird Indian jacket and goes, "I hate this city, you all." Hears him, and then he just sits in the back and like chills out until it's time to go, and then
Yeah.
Okay, let's look here. I don't think they've done a good main event since they brought it back. I think the first one was good. The first one thought was good. That was the best one they did.
I didn't mind the last one.
If they made it like a yearly show at this point, I would be fine with. Get rid of like your December show, which was like what, TLC for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just do a free, get it around Christmas. People are going to be home all for the holidays, that type of stuff, and just allow people to watch it and watch it free on TV. Or if they have Peacock, they're going to be able to watch it. That's the best way to go about it, and you can actually build it into a bigger show, which would be really nice. Trey, do you think it's more a case of they haven't given her a good chance to carry the belt? I think he's talking about Io there.
I do think it is a mix, but it comes back to promos. Unfortunately, every feud with her, somebody else has to carry it. And I just think that doesn't make a good world champion. I think Io, I'm fine with her in like tag division, or give her a manager, like you suggested earlier. Maybe give her a manager. I think she wasn't ready to be world champion right now, is what I'm basically saying. And it's showing.
Okay.
That's all
All
I'm
right.
saying. Because I don't hate Io, like contrary to popular belief. I don't hate her. It's just I don't love this push they're giving her right now. That's all. It doesn't feel like earned. Like, what have you done to get this big ass push right now?
Alrighty, Hogan's promotion's already dead. Yeah. I think we called that, didn't we?
Yeah.
If we didn't say that specifically, I think it was because it was assumed. There's no fucking way Hogan was ever going to succeed. Bischoff is a fucking terrible businessman. And their whole thing was riding on that Donald Trump was going to show up to their event. That was what they were really riding on for it to actually be successful. They actually thought that they could get the president of the United States to show up to their shitty little freestyle event.
Right?
Because I spoke at the RNC and I supported Trump. I don't think he
No.
gives a fuck about you, Hulk Hogan. I'm gonna be honest.
No.
He's like,
Especially
there's that orange retard.
Especially when he was trying to quiet down a war a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he didn't even show up to fucking UFC.
No.
And that's actually a good event. That one was really fucking good. Nosmir's in the chat. He'll tell you how good the last UFC event was. It was fucking fantastic. And guess what? It was in the US. He didn't go to that. Yeah, there's no way he's going to go to your shitty fucking freestyle wrestling event. And why freestyle wrestling? It's a worse version of what UFC offers.
I'm like, Hogan, why didn't you just try to do pro wrestling? You're a pro.
And where was that building? Where was that building at too? It was in Cleveland, right?
Yeah, something small in Cleveland.
Yeah. Like, okay.
But you notice how there was no reporting on it until after it happened. Everyone was like, "Oh yeah, this flopped." That shows you no one's fucking interested in this. Hogan is just trying to. I don't know. I think he's trying to do this to make himself look good. Like, this is a vanity project. It's not a actual.
Vanity
you're not
project.
Actually trying to help like freestyle wrestling get like publicity. You're trying to give yourself publicity by being like, look at how patriotic I am. Look how American. I named my whole thing after being a patriot. It's like your business model is I am patriot. That's not a business model. You're a fucking idiot. You're just trying to basically get people who actually, love the country they live in to give you money because you say that you also like that.
I mean, TNA. Look what happened with them in TNA.
Well, and apparently, going back to Bischoff, whatever he tries to do does not succeed. I'm sorry.
No.
I don't hate Bischoff, but it doesn't succeed. And then Cream's kind of right about that. He is a shit businessman. But
everything he's done has been a flop.
But the problem is that he's got this ranch in Wyoming, which I don't even think it's considered a ranch, but I don't think I don't think he has like cattle and shit like that, right? He's not like Clark Kent. But my thing is though, all the money that he's saved or had over the years, he's blown it. And I think that's why he's only doing this whole thing with Hogan, which is hilarious to me. But it's just like these projects don't work. Like I said, he's got that freaking painting in his office about the NWO that I think Conrad Thompson gave to him. And he's already saying, yeah, we're going to auction it off. And he said, it's too beautiful to be in my office. So we're going to auction it off, make some money off of it. Like, probably because you need the fucking money. Like, let's be real.
Yeah.
I like this one. Ain't nothing going on without Trey say so. You're on Grove Street right now, right, Trey?
Yeah. Yeah.
Green Rant is
all right. You see any ballers around or?
Nah.
That's good. Yeah, we dealt with them, didn't we?
Yeah.
That's right. Me and Trey stand with our black people, as I am also black.
But Trey did get rid of the Mexicans because now it's quiet.
Yeah, it's quiet.
No, because you haven't played GTA San Andreas. You don't understand. God damn it!
Nah, Ice came by. Ice rolled by. That's what it was.
Nah, you fucked up. You fucked it up. Here's something from Nas. American freestyle wrestling needs to up its game on the levels after Dagestan wiping them on the world stage, though. Yeah, that's the thing. America is not like the best country for wrestling. Like it's very clearly the Dagestan region of fucking Russia. And again, the people who are the best wrestlers are either A, getting ready and competing on the stage for the Olympics, which I believe you have to be an amateur, which means if they do this real American stuff, they don't actually qualify to be in the Olympics, just like what happens with professional boxers. This is why like someone like Jake Paul won't be able to qualify for the Olympics because he's having professional fights. You have to go through the amateur circuit. It's not like something like basketball or hockey where they've made those exceptions. With this stuff, it's purely amateurs. So you can't be part of a professional league. So you will get like people who are from Dagestan who aren't at that professional level yet, but are still way above everyone else in grappling, and they'll go and be in the Olympics and they'll do really fucking well.
Mm-hmm.
But the American guys, any of the American guys who are good at wrestling are either already doing the amateur route, so they're not going to go do your thing, or they're in the UFC where they're going to make more money. Surprisingly, even though the UFC underpays their fighters dramatically, what they should be fucking being paid. So you're fucked. You literally don't have a market. Like you don't have a supply of
No.
fighters worth watching. And that's the problem. At least if you're starting up an MMA company, there's a lot of people who do MMA fighting. Freestyle wrestling, like that's a little bit more niche. And again, a lot of those people are going to move in the UFC because it's better fucking pay.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
And here's the thing, too. If they wanted to do that whole thing real quick before we move on, if they wanted to do the whole thing with the freestyle thing, why didn't they not have teams? Why didn't they have that guy that joined with Bischoff, and then Hogan had a team that had Kurt Angle against that guy's team? Why didn't they do something like that to promote it?
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. They could have done like actual teams. That would have been a good twist
team
to
Angle,
it.
Yeah, Team Angle and that team, whatever the guy was. I can't remember his name.
Well, yeah, wrestling has always had like teams. I think the one that everyone remembers the most is Foxcatcher because of the incident. But there's always been a ton of like actual training teams. UFC has it a bit, but it's not as big. You get like the fighting nerds who get blown up and stuff. Yeah. It's not as big of a forefront as it is in something like freestyle wrestling, which they could have capitalized on. They didn't. You're totally right there. Lethal's jerking off to China's naughty movie. That's disgusting. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's where we're going to wrap it up for today. Trey, Mr. T, before we go, we have one special thing for you while we leave. But before we get to that, Trey, Mr. T, I believe you have something you want to promote here.
Oh, yeah. Me, Tyler, and Cowman are going to be doing a film channel starting next week. Our first review is going to be Superman. So we all want you to be there. So.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. These boys are going to be every single fucking week or 2 weeks or whatever going to be talking about shit.
Whenever Cowman gets off his period, that's when we'll do the show.
Yeah.
He menstruates a lot. He's got a heavy flow. But you can go and check that out in the link below. Who knows? Maybe I'll show up once or twice.
And plus, next week is our 1 year anniversary of the pod.
Yeah.
It is our 1 year anniversary of the pod. Are we doing anything special for it? Probably not. But maybe we are. You don't know. Maybe we'll figure something out last minute and just throw it together.
No.
That's honestly how this show works. It's just, I don't know. Okay, we're doing this. It's great. I love it. We've been doing this show for 52 weeks, and we have about half that amount of episodes actually available.
Going back,
we have upwards of 15 episodes in 1 year. I'd say we're working ourselves to the bone here, Chad. We're working hard, dude.
To answer Jack's question, we're doing both. We're doing new movies and old.
So new and old movies. Yeah.
There's a lot of movies that I've not seen before. I won't disclose what that is. You'll just have to watch the channel and see. And there's some movies that Trey and Cowman Gigawatts never seen. So yeah.
$5 says you'll cancel the anniversary. That's our tradition. That's a tradition. We don't stream on the end. That's a good. See, everyone does like a special stream. Fuck that. We're gonna do no stream.
Technically, that's what's funny about it. The stream, the 1 year anniversary is the same day that me and Trey do the review with Cowman.
Yeah.
So we
gonna be on July 13th.
We actually won't be streaming.
Yeah. We'll be streaming the day before if everything goes well. Yeah.
Year 2 of Pin Down will be lit. I'll make sure management is stepping in. Maybe you'll finally find out who the anonymous Pin Down general manager is.
Yes.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It might be a little green person.
What?
Don't get that reference. Don't get that reference at all.
No. I'm so fucking confused.
We'll talk about we'll talk about that off stream. Yeah.
You mean, are you talking about Hornswoggle?
Yeah, it's a little green person. Yeah.
He wasn't green.
He wore green.
He wore green. He wasn't green himself.
He was green. He was green. Have you seen him work? Have you seen him work? He was greener than goose shit. All right.
I fucking wish you had gangrene. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time that we head out of here. But we got something special for you. Some hot fire just dropped in the rap world. of our well, someone we mentioned earlier today, Jacob Batu.
Gotta do the thing. Gotta do the thing. Yada-da-ming.
That's like the Samoan yabba dabba doo there. What the fuck? All right. With that, thank you everybody, and until next week, until we cancel inevitably something. I don't know. Maybe we won't. Maybe we just won't tell you we're going live, and we'll go live to no one. That could be cool.
Maybe we just do a premiere video. We don't know. We'll find out.
Maybe we'll just use Adobe Premiere and not tell you about it. We don't know. Fuck it. Maybe we'll delete the channel. You don't fucking know. How could you know? You won't.
Rename it.
Don't fucking push us. Anyways, with that, fuck it.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. It's a 5-2 thing, man. Minus setbacks for major comebacks. You hear me? Hello. Off tops, it's in my blood to get through the struggle. Can't let the struggle bring me down, so I stay humble. I be in situations all stressed out. I roll up the tree and hell blow the stress out. What these niggas know about me, I'm the damn truth. I keep it smoky, keep it lit when I slide through. I keep it moving, it's grind time, I'm through the week. Trying to get my kids right in the house on the beach. Nigga, you damn right, bro, I'm gon' get it. And if you niggas doubt me now,
I don't think you can say that word.
I got my own bills,
Trey.
like it's no joke.
Is this
gotta speak for our people here?
Is this Jacob Batu rapping?
I
don't know.
Who's rapping?
Say that word, bro.
Say when I ain't around, so when I see your face to face, we can get
Fucked up.
Days and nights, how you rolling the dice.
Is that Ricky?
Learn to put up a fight. Cause every day is a struggle when you're doing it right. You either die an ugly death or live a beautiful life. Hello. You used to be the one day and night. Hello. Now show them what you do with a mic. Hello. Don't ever let them push you aside. Show them there's some more pride. Tell them haters goodbye. Hello.